As Mozambique prepares for a political transition, the nation is set to see the rise of a new leader, Daniel Chapo. The 47-year-old Chapo will be the youngest president Mozambique has ever had. It's fascinating to note that this former political science professor is poised to become Mozambique's first president born after the country achieved independence in 1975. Daniel Chapo's ascent marks a significant moment in Mozambique's history as the country faces critical challenges, including widespread poverty, political instability, and an ongoing insurgency in the Cabo Delgado province. In this episode of African Biographics, we look at the rise of Daniel Chapo, Mozambique's next president, and the significant challenges that await him as he assumes leadership. Daniel Chapo's rise to prominence within Mozambique's political system is deeply tied to his roots in the ruling party, Frelimo. Frelimo has dominated the political landscape since Mozambique's independence from Portugal in 1975, and Chapo's political career is closely aligned with the party's long-standing influence. Daniel Francisco Chapo was born on January 6, 1977 in Inaminga, a small administrative post in Cheringoma district, Sofala province. His father, Francisco Chapo, worked for Mozambique Railways, while his mother took on the responsibilities of a domestic worker. Due to the unrest from the armed conflict that was happening in Mozambique at the time, the family was forced to leave Inaminga and relocate to the district of Dondo. While attending secondary school in Beira, Chapo ventured into the world of broadcasting. From 1997 to 1999, he hosted a sports program on Mirama Radio. His talent for broadcasting saw him transition into television, where he became a reporter and host of a show called A Voz do Povo, meaning the voice of the people. To further his education, Daniel Chapo moved to Maputo, the bustling capital of Mozambique, and enrolled at Eduardo Mondlane University, the country's oldest and largest institution of higher learning. In 2004, he successfully completed his law degree but didn't stop there. That same year, he also pursued specialized training in registry and notary at the Matola Legal and Judiciary Training Center in Maputo province, deepening his legal expertise. By 2009, Daniel Chapo had transitioned into academia. Daniel Chapo's political career began in 2005 when he was appointed as the conservator for Nacala Porto district, and by 2009 he had stepped into the role of district administrator for Nacala Vela in Nampula province. As a local government leader, he took charge of initiatives aimed at revitalizing infrastructure, boosting economic development, and enhancing social services in regions that had long been overlooked by the central government. His success in delivering real, tangible improvements to local communities earned him widespread support both from the people and within Frelimo. In November 2015, Daniel Chapo took on the role of district administrator in Palma, located in the troubled province of Cabo Delgado. Just a few months later, in March 2016, President Filipe Nyusi appointed him as governor of Inhambane province, where he continued to build on his record of effective governance. Now, fast track to 2024 with incumbent President Filipe Nyusi unable to run for a third term due to constitutional limits, Frelimo chose Daniel Chapo as its presidential candidate for the national elections that were scheduled for October 9, 2024. This vote for Frelimo's presidential candidate was initially meant to be a one-day exercise, but due to ongoing disputes between Frelimo's Central Committee and the Political Commission over the candidate shortlist, the election didn't take place until the evening of the third day, May 5, 2024. In the first round of voting, no candidate achieved the required 50% plus one majority. In this first round, Daniel Chapo led with 103 votes, while his closest competitor, Secretary General Roque Silva, garnered 77. In the second round, Roque Silva withdrew, leaving Chapo to run unopposed. It's worth mentioning though that Chapo's election came as a surprise to many, including Chapo himself. Some people speculate that Frelimo's Central Committee chose Daniel Chapo primarily as a way to express its discontent with Roque Silva rather than out of strong support for Chapo's candidacy. Nonetheless, Chapo had been handed the mantle to be Frelimo's candidate in the October 9, 2024 presidential elections. During his election campaign, Daniel Chapo made a strong commitment to prioritize restoring peace in the northern province of Cabo Delgado once elected. Cabo Delgado has been plagued by violent insurgency since 2017 when a group affiliated with the Islamic State launched attacks that escalated rapidly, ultimately halting a massive gas project, the largest private investment in Africa at the time. Despite efforts, Mozambique's military struggled to regain control of the area. Following a devastating attack in Cabo Delgado in March 2021, which forced Total, the energy company, to evacuate and declare force majeure on the gas project in Cabo Delgado, Mozambique's President Filipe Nyusi secured military assistance from Rwanda. Filipe Nyusi also welcomed additional troops from the regional bloc, the Southern African Development Community (SADC). Although these interventions initially seemed successful, the insurgents have ramped up their attacks again in recent months, signaling the persistent challenges in the area. This is one of the challenges that the new president-elect faces once he assumes power. Another key pillar of Daniel Chapo's campaign was his firm stance against corruption. For instance, Chapo pledged to put an end to the illegal practice of public officials demanding bribes to process employment documents in the public sector. The now president-elect emphasized that corruption has deepened inequality in Mozambique. It's worth mentioning that Daniel Chapo's focus on stamping out corruption comes in the wake of the notorious tuna bond scandal, which marked a dark chapter in Mozambique's recent history and plunged the country into its worst economic crisis. Under the administration of former President Armando Guebuza between 2013 and 2016, illegal loans were secretly funneled to state-owned enterprises for fishing and maritime security projects. It is alleged that the Mozambican government secretly guaranteed over $2 billion in loans, with the companies involved failing to generate enough revenue to repay the debt. It is alleged that over $100 million was also paid in bribes during Armando Guebuza's presidency. When these hidden debts were eventually exposed, the International Monetary Fund and international donors cut off financial aid to Mozambique, leaving the country's economy in shambles. The country defaulted on its loans in 2017, its credit rating collapsed, and investor confidence evaporated. Nearly a decade after the scandal broke, Mozambique continues to struggle with its massive debt burden, especially in the northern provinces where poverty and unemployment have fueled the rise of insurgent groups. This is why during his campaign, Daniel Chapo positioned himself as a reformist, vowing to usher in new leadership capable of modernizing Mozambique and fostering inclusive growth. In the October 9 elections, Daniel Chapo faced off against three formidable opponents: the independent candidate Venancio Mondlane, Osofu Momade of the main opposition party Renamo, and Lutero Simango, leader of the Democratic Movement of Mozambique. Voter turnout in these elections, however, was disappointingly low, with less than 50% participation. In Cabo Delgado, the province that is currently being ravaged by an Islamist insurgency, 925,000 voters abstained, 35,000 cast blank ballots, and 18,000 spoiled their votes. Meanwhile, as the votes were still being tallied, Venancio Mondlane, the independent candidate, declared victory, sparking tensions when two of his associates were tragically shot dead in Maputo, the capital. These killings occurred just as Mondlane's party prepared to challenge the election results amid allegations of vote rigging as well as government suppression of dissent. On Monday, October 21, 2024, the situation escalated as police used tear gas to disperse opposition supporters protesting both the election results and the murders of Venancio Mondlane's counterparts.
This protest in Maputo started peacefully, but Mozambique's police didn't want it. Demonstrators gathered where two senior figures from the political opposition had been shot dead 2 days earlier. Gunmen opened fire on a car carrying a party official and the lawyer of opposition politician Venancio Mondlane. the UN and the European Union.
Despite this unrest that marred Mozambique's elections, Daniel Chapo was eventually declared the official winner of the election. As previously highlighted, Mozambique and its president-elect Daniel Chapo are confronted with a myriad of daunting challenges, including widespread poverty, political instability, and the brutal insurgency in Cabo Delgado province. As the outgoing president, Filipe Nyusi, concludes his second 5-year term, all eyes will be on Daniel Chapo to see if he can bring stability to a nation in turmoil. Don't forget to like and share the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been Tatenda for African Biographics. Until next time, cheers. Have a good one.